like I said in one of my comments in my grixis, well, in my only comment in my grixis Delver deck tech. But if you want to see the slight changes I made, then here you go. Alright, start off with our creatures. This is Delver, so obviously we have 4 Delvers. Then we have 3 young Pyromancers. I used to have 4, but I cut it down because 4 seemed like it was just way too much. But yeah, Pyromancer's real good with all the cantrip effects you have. It's good to have Pyromancers in the deck to just make chump blockers until you can like out aggro them with the elemental tokens, or to draw your big threat, or just turn 2, drop it, and then cast Taxian Probe to automatically get value out of it. And then just try to outvalue your opponent out of the game with elemental tokens. Next we have 3 it's pretty self-explanatory. I didn't want to go for 4 because it seems like you don't want to have too many of them in your hand at one time, because unless you're getting back a bolt or a counter spell, the only thing you'll really be getting back is cantrips, which is not that great. So just 3. Next we have 2 Tassigers. I'm going to take these out for 2 more Gurmags whenever I get the chance. I don't really like Tassigers in the deck because he's basically a smaller Gurmag with 1 less mana. And you don't really activate his ability that often considering your tempo, and you don't really have a turn to waste on that ability. Alright, then the last 2 are 2 Gurmag Anglers, which will eventually be 4. Not much to say, usually a 2, sometimes a 3 drop 5/5. I mean, it's not bad. Alright, now we go up here to the non-creature spells. What the 4 of, obviously, is the lightning bolt. 4 lightning bolts. We have obviously 4 Taxian Probes, the most standard cantrip spell in Delver. Gives you good information and replaces itself. So, I mean, you can tell a card's good when a card's good, because almost every card in here that says draw a card at the very end of it would be laughable if it didn't say draw a card. Like this, Serum Visions. Can you imagine if that was just a 1-drop Scry 2? I mean, we already have a 2-drop Scry 5, Tag and Scheming, and that card's laughable. But yeah, cantrip effects are cantrip effects, which is what you want to do. You want to cycle through your whole deck so you can play Gurmag Angler and get a bunch of counter spells in your head. So, pretty standard. Serum Visions, we've been through this one before. Another card that'd be laughable without draw a card on it. Thought Scour. Basically, Thought Scour is just a ritual for Gurmag Angler or Tassiger. So, it places itself, it's a ritual, good card, 4 of. Next we have, I went up 1 on the Remand. I have 3 Remands because I took out the Pyromancer and put in another Remand because it just seemed like a better interactive effect. Plus, like I said, it cycles itself and it gives you a tempo swing on your opponent. Then we have 2 Spell Snares again. I went up a Spell Snare. I was only running 1, now I'm running 2 because I just realized how many 2-drops are in Modern. I'm new to Modern, so give me a break, I didn't know. Next we have 2 Deprives. I was running Mana Leak, but I realized how bad soft counters are in a lot of your matchups, so you want to have a hard counter. So I replaced Mana Leak with Deprive. And going back on a land isn't really much, because you just get back one of your basics or a Sulfur Falls and you're fine. Hard counters are important in the deck, so there's 2 of them. After that, we have 1 Murderous Cut. Just a kill target creature. It's usually a 3 or 2 drop. It's great when it's a 1-drop, but, you know, it's just there as a Delve card because it's the 5th source of Delve. Alright, go over here. We have 2 Kolaghan's Command, one of the new All-Stars of the game. Every Grixis deck is running it, so, you know, it's just good like that. Next we have 2 Terminates. Again, the most efficient kill spell in the deck. One of the most efficient kill spells in Modern, and is used in every Grixis deck. Alright, now to the lands. 1 basic swamp and 3 basic islands. I wouldn't even run basics in here if it wasn't for when we board in Blood Moon. So yeah, there you go. Basics. And now to the non-basics, we have 1 Sulphur Falls. Just because I didn't want to have to shock myself for another Steam Vent effect. So, I'll put a Sulphur Falls in here. 3 Steam Vents. You know, basic. Fetch, Shockland, awesome. Moving on. 2 Watery Graves. Pretty standard stuff. Grixis Delver, Watery Grave, Steam Vent. Yeah. This is actually interesting. I like this a lot because I was going to put Scalding Tarns in here. But I just realized something. Since I'm not running Blood Crypt, and I'm not running any basic mountains in the deck, Flooded Strand is just strictly better because it makes your opponent think you're playing one more Kohler than you're actually playing, because it gets the exact same thing in this deck. Every card that Scalding Tarns would do. So, that's just great. It's a nice little psych out on turn 1. And for Polluted Deltas, because it gets every land in the deck except for Sulphur Falls. That's the main deck. So, let me get the sideboard. Let me just move these out of the way. If you noticed, when I'm also recording this on, it's on my bed, but that's not what I meant. I'm recording my Grixis Delver thing on my new Delver Squeakerits playmat that I got from Charlotte. I think I posted a video about it. Either way, it's awesome. Because, yeah, I got it signed by everyone. I just thought it'd be appropriate to record this on, you know, Delver Squeakerits. The sideboard. I've made a few changes. And I'll be laying them out thusly. You can sort of see the cards while I'm laying them out, so you're not just sitting here watching nothing while I'm doing it. This video, I was running Virulent Plague, but I think Illness is just strictly better, because tokens isn't really that big of a thing right now, and that's the main reason I was running Virulent over Illness in the ranks, is because one of their enchantments just outpowers Illness, but this alone kills off their most X Lingering Souls, and it also stops the twin combo. Alright, other than that, we have replaced Thoughtseize with Inquisition of Kozilek, because we hurt ourselves enough in the main deck with all the shocks, fetches, and Phyrexian mana, so decided we didn't want to lose 2 life just to see your hand and take a card. Obviously, we don't bring in Thoughtseize anymore against stuff like Gorya's Vengeance. Well, yeah, we still bring it in against Gorya's Vengeance because we can take the actual Vengeance, but I mean like against Tron and Bloom. Like, this is just really bad against them. And we have 2 Spell Pierce. Really standard, really good stuff. Kill no target, non-creature spell. Planeswalker, enchantment, sorcery, instant. Yeah. Probably missing a few here, but there you go. 2 Dispels, great in the counter fights, great against the mirror match, great against anything Grixis. Just good stuff. The extra Terminate for the creature heavy decks like Jund and Abzan and all that stuff. 2 Monastery Siege. People have been telling me to run Spellskite, but I like Monastery Siege better because while if they have the extra mana, this is sort of useless. This is amazing in the burn matchup, while Spellskite is mediocre. Then we have our third Kolaghan's Command to come in against Affinity and Bloom and Tron and other creature decks as well, even Merfolk game 2 because it gets rid of their Spellskite. Then we have Counterflux, again with the Counter Wars, plus it stops Storm in their tracks. 2 Blood Moon, obviously for anyone that's not running red, this just completely screws them, especially Abzan. Abzan gets wrecked by this card. Bloom gets destroyed by this card. Tron doesn't get destroyed, but it does get the brakes pushed a little bit. Then we have a Mind Break Trap. See, the thing I like with Mind Break Trap, I've done it twice so far, and it felt great each time, and I got to keep playing and eventually win the games I did it in. This exiles Emrakul, which is one of the only ways to deal with Emrakul, period. So it exiles them, they take the extra turn, but Emrakul is exiled. So that's great. Also, it stops Storm in the tracks. Alright. But yeah, this has been the deck tech. The re-updated deck tech. So tell me what you guys think about my new Grixis deck, and leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Oh, I am building Jund at the moment. I still haven't decided between Jund and Abzan, but I think I'm gonna go with Jund. Red just feels like it's part of my blood. Wow, that sounded so stupid. Red is part of my blood. Red mana is just who I am. I like burning stuff. Alright, I'll see you guys later.